Like to realize that everybody has their issues. We all carry baggage. And just because they have a bad day and you have to interact with them on a bad day doesn't mean that they're a bad person. The reason why I decided to do my own business was because they pissed me off, is what they did. And when you do that to me,
it's the What's up, guys? Lift and Love. Lift and Love here. Where did you pull this question from? Why is that? Lift Love, crochet. We out. What's up, guys, and welcome to the Lifting Love podcast. You are awesome. Today's episode is brought to you by J. Brown Realtors. Home, we know the way. Did you know you have a slogan? I didn't know that until I started doing podcasts here. Shout out to J. Brown Realtors for allowing us to film at this location. Subscribe here if you haven't done so already. I know there's a bunch of you that have not subscribed. So hit that subscribe button as we're going to continue to bring on amazing guests. Speaking of amazing guests, a friend, some would say a competitor, a marketer. It is Amber Nelson from Vibrant Visions Media. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming on to the Lift and Love podcast.
Thanks for having me.
So where we kind of just start the conversation with everyone is for the people who don't know you, because I mean, there's some people out there living under a rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who are you and what do you do?
Okay. My name is Amber Nelson. I'm from here, born and raised, grew up in Newton area.
Whoa.
Yeah. I do marketing like social media and websites, logos, all the things, designing kind of thing. So I do video a little bit, but that's more your area.
So that's one thing I did not know. And really one of the biggest things of this podcast is having people on that, I've known, or even the people I haven't known, but hearing your story and like realizing like who that person is specifically. I did not know you were born and raised here. So your whole life you lived here.
Yeah, the only time I was gone was when I went to App State for getting my degree in psychology.
Wow. I mean, and realistically, that's not too far. But you still, and how long, was that 4 years, a 4-year degree?
Yeah.
Dang. So what do you feel has been some of the advantages to growing up in a smaller town?
I don't know. It's easier to make connections, I feel like. And like, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know how it would make it. I guess an advantage would probably just be, easier to make connections and network. And I kind of just go after people a lot of times that I've known for a long time, like when they make a business and stuff.
Wow. So it's kind of more like less populated of an area. It gives you an opportunity to know more of the people, and not only know them more, but like a little bit more in depth than you would. Like, what was your graduating class? Let's see what this is like. What's your graduating class?
What?
How many people?
In high school?
How many people?
It was like under 200. Yeah.
Over 1,200 my graduating class was. So the difference is it's like, because like I went to school and after high school, I would see people outside of school and they'd be like, "Oh, Lenny, like, what's up? Like, how you doing?" And I look at them like, do I know you?
I mean, that still happens with me, even though, because I went to Maiden High School.
Okay.
That's where I graduated. Go Blue Devils.
Hey. So let's bring it back to high school. Let's go. I mean, you're not even that old, so I'm not going to say way back, but let's go a couple years.
It's been over 15 years.
How old? You're not that old.
I'm 35.
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, still not that old. 35 is not old. For anyone watching this, 35 is not old. Let's go back to high school. What did the career path look like in high school? Was it definitive? Did you have any idea what you wanted to do, or at least thought that you wanted to do in high school?
I wanted to be a meteorologist.
And on today's forecast, they'll see the high of 75.
My husband likes to call me Amber Waves.
Oh. Or Amber Rain.
Because like a lot of people come to me still about like the weather. I'm not anywhere near like the North Carolina Weather Authority person. Not anywhere near that.
I literally
a lot of kudos to him. Okay.
Literally just found out that was a page like a week ago.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing it since high school too. So,
That's so awesome.
But when I wanted to go and do that, NC State didn't have that program. So like I'd had to go out of state and I didn't want to.
That's tough. When you have to go out of state for something, like you have to like be really dead set on it because it's tough to get out of state.
Right. And so teaching's really big in my family. I have like several people in my family that are teachers or retired teachers now.
Yeah.
And so I decided to go to App to be a history teacher.
Whoa.
Because I really like history too.
Okay.
And but then I took my first psychology class because you had to take psych, for gen ed.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it.
That's
and
awesome.
then I did research the whole time when I was there. I like for psychology and stuff.
And for those watching, psych is the study of humans, correct? Like the human behavior, reasoning,
And how your brain
all that
works,
kind of stuff.
That kind of thing.
It's unbelievable. I took a psych class, and we had to do. We were doing like behavior or something. I don't remember. My psych teacher was super weird. I don't even remember her name.
Usually are.
She was. She was super weird, and we had to like watch like these crime documentaries and like why answer questions of like why people would murder their significant other or why people would do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I remember in my first class, the intro to psychology, I had to watch so many like basically movies that were based on psychology things like Me, Myself, and Irene, because he's schizophrenic.
I forgot about that movie.
And then what was the one where there was the guy that had it was like basically dissociative disorder where he had so many different identities. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was like at a motel and like everybody got killed. And but come find out they were just his personalities that were getting killed, I think. So
oh my God.
If I remember correctly.
If not, that's a banger movie idea. So either she was wrong about it or we got $1 million idea on our hands. Pick one.
Yeah.
What did psych help you learn about people? Because I feel like obviously you can only learn so much until you dive deep into the realm of why people behave the way they do. Mm-hmm. What do you think psych taught you the most?
How to deal with people.
Really?
Yeah. Like to realize that everybody has their issues. We all carry baggage. And just because they have a bad day and you have to interact with them on a bad day doesn't mean that they're a bad person.
Ooh, that's going to be a clip right there. Sorry. That's going to be a clip right there. Because I think psych's in everything. And it's interesting that now as a business owner, it's like you're using psych
every day.
Every day.
Every moment of
you're talking to business owners, you're networking, you have to explain to people, and then obviously how people react to, soliciting for business or emails or cold calls or showing up to their place of business and being like, well, I can help you grow on social media. So what's the most interesting thing that you've learned about people as it relates to going from taking a psych class in college and getting a degree to like now as a business owner?
How it relates and stuff?
Yeah, like how it relates.
Kind of goes with like what I said a while ago. Like, everybody has their things, and like you pick up on cues when you talk to people and like how they are and everything. And like, I'm just not as judgy. Like, I am just down to earth with people and try not to like judge a book by its cover at first because some people always have a guard, and but I just try to be my quirky self because like I am nowhere near like all put together or anything like that. Like it helped me come around to the idea that it's okay not to be perfect, and like I love helping people realize it's okay not to be that way, like. Because a lot of times people will come to me with their business stuff and be like, I need this now. And I'm like, it's not a quick fix. Like, you have to slowly do this. And, like, if there's stuff you have to repair, like, that's also going to take time, that kind of thing. So
I think that's the biggest thing I've learned about other business owners is, like, people are just so particular.
Yes.
And it's okay to be that way. If that's who you are, that's who you are. But also realizing in your sense, like you're talking like a whole rebrand and they want it done like that week. It's like, that's not how this works.
No.
So how hard was it because you're telling telling other adults. Let's break this down really, really far.
Yeah.
You're telling other adults that they can't get their way. And isn't it kind of funny how like grown people act like kids sometimes?
Oh, we all are just big kids, really. That's another thing I've learned. We all, our childhood is very important of how we develop.
Yeah.
And like certain issues is from your childhood. So like people pleasers. It's because they wanted to be listened to. They didn't want to do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And so when they get to be adults, people pleaser right here. Not anymore. Not trying to be. But anyway.
Hold on.
But that's why they're people pleasers, is because they just want that recognition and, that they're doing good,
How hard was it to not be a people pleaser anymore?
Hard. Very hard. But when you deal with a bunch of, can I cuss?
You can.
When you deal with a bunch of assholes in life, you come to find out that you should not be a people pleaser all the time.
That's very true. I'm relearning that in retail right now, when people are just obnoxious when they don't get their way, ask for a discount and all this stuff. It's like, no, it's not. Life. I don't give you free handouts in life. This is not how it works.
Right.
Okay, so psychology, so after college, what was your initial thought? Because obviously Vibrant Visions hasn't even started yet.
No, wait.
Not even a thought at this point.
No.
What was that initial? So you graduate college, you go through college. Like, what are you thinking at this time? Is it like, I'm going to be a psych teacher, maybe a professor, high school teacher, whatever? What was that thought?
I really wanted to be working at a college, to do research, but then I would have to get my doctorate to be able to do that. And I was really done with school there for a while. So
school put a bit of a bad taste in your mouth.
No, I mean, I love school. I love learning. Don't get me wrong. I like to learn stuff all the time, because you have to keep up with the new things with marketing all the time,
100%, yeah.
But no, I just wanted a break, and I got a job at the college though right after graduating, in the career development center, as the admin person. And
you were. At this point, you were living out there? Or
I was still in Boone.
So you stayed out there after
college? I stayed there for 4 years after graduating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you just love the community that much? Or did you, like you said, you found a job and you had housing and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I met my husband at college. And so he was a little bit younger than me. Gotcha. And so he was still in college. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that part.
Mm-hmm.
So... You stay in Boone. Mm-hmm. You work at the college.
Well, just for a year, and then I ended up being a paralegal at a lawyer's office.
So hold on. So, go ahead.
ADHD, man. ADHD.
So the thing is that you started in school wanting to be a meteorologist.
Yeah.
Then you go to becoming a history teacher.
Yeah.
Put that in air quotes because it didn't last long. There it goes. Yeah. There it goes. Psychology you fall in love with.
Mm-hmm. But I stayed with it.
Career development.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the jump? How does that?
My mom's a paralegal.
Oh. Was it more of just like a connections thing? Like, no. She had a connection?
Mm-mm.
Dang. How do you get into being a paralegal? Isn't that like school?
Well, when she started, you didn't have to have a degree in it. Now she just has all the experience, and she goes and gets certifications or keeps up with the continuing education stuff.
And then how long were you a paralegal for?
A year and a half, and then I moved back here.
When you moved back here, do you think that's when a lot of the seeds got planted for Vibrant Visions?
Oh, yes. Yes. I got a job at Hickory Daily Record.
Oh, Hickory. Okay. I need some corrections, so I'm going to ask you live on the pod. Hickory Daily Record is the one that does the best of.
Yes. Which I'm the best advertising agency for 24.
Lies. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyway,
Are you though?
I'm not. Hickory Daily Record, we got some beef. I'm just saying. So you work at Hickory Daily Record. Mm-hmm. What was that experience like? I mean, obviously, you get into it. Was that your first sales role, technically?
I mean, not really. I mean, when I was in school, I worked at Walden Books. So, I did retail which was, and you had to sell like the rewards card and like the book of the month, that kind of thing.
Would you like to sign up for a rewards points program?
Yeah. But so like that was my kind of gist of sales,
But this was your first like B2B sales.
Yes. But yeah. And the main reason why I got the job was because I had a major in psychology.
So full circle moment without
Yeah.
without a psych degree, you wouldn't get that job.
No.
That's crazy.
The guy went out on a whim to hire me.
He was like, you might have read about this in a book somewhere, but I'm gonna do something go crazy.
After a month, I wanted to quit so bad.
And why was that? Was it just
Because
like
it was so much information overload.
Really?
Because I was in the advertising department. And so, like, you had to learn the layout of the paper, like, know what size ads were. Like, it was a lot of numbers, and I'm not a numbers girl, but I learned it. Yeah, that was the hard part. And then also going out and, like, learning how to sell to people at the same time was just a lot. But when someone tells me that you can't do something, it put a fire under me, and I was like, no, I'm not quitting.
And how motivated were you at that point? So, I mean, you come into a job, you get information overload.
Mm-hmm.
I know how that feels. That's the worst feeling ever. What made you stick it out though? Was it just like you had like this passion to do sales, or like what motivated you to stay?
Helping people. Like, cause I mean, I didn't go to like the big accounts. Like, I would go to the mom and pops places and, just have conversation with people and get to know them. And, cause I had like the territory that was not worked well. And it was like kind of in Mountain View, Longview, like not the more populated areas in Hickory area. And I also had Caldwell County.
Nice.
So like.
Hey, so you had a big area.
Yeah, it just wasn't worked.
Wow.
So like.
So a lot of opportunities came about.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was it like commission based, or was it just like?
It was salary plus commission.
Good for you. Good for you. And then you were there 6 years.
Yep.
What ultimately was one of the biggest things you learned there?
How to market and how to make ads, make them stand out.
Well, so you were not only were you getting business, but you were making.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was in the last year, but yeah.
So going in, you were strictly sales, going out B2B, talking to people, seeing what their needs were, and then taking those back to then obviously sell them like a package or a service. Yeah. And then there was somebody else in the graphics at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So then when did that you said the last year is when you kind of fell into the graphics side of it. And then before this, you had zero experience making advertising. What led you to just go for it?
What, to like leave the job?
No,
or like, just to do graphics? Because I got tired of our graphics because like they kind of did some shifts with the graphics team, or like I guess the ones that would make the ads. And so when they did that, I kind of got tired of not being able to talk to a person instead of like, because they used to be in the same building and then they weren't. And so I got tired of that, and I was just like, and then Canva came along. And
the most amazing thing ever. If you're watching this right now and you use Canva, just know that is a gift from God.
It is. It very much is. And if you need help with it, you can always contact me.
Or me. Or her. Or me. Contact her.
But yeah, and I learned it very quickly, caught on. I mean, I'm good with technology a lot of times, so
Canva also just makes it so easy.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Canva, I can get on a whole spiel, but it's your podcast. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So once I learned about that, and I was just like, I would get the specs of what the size of the ad be, and like I could do it way quicker than having to ask somebody else to do it. So
you just became better than the graphics department.
And there's a lot I could go into detail, but I'm still good friends with a lot of people there. So
when did the idea of Vibrant Vision start? Now let me ask, before you answer that one, was the idea set in stone before you left Hickory Daily Record, or were you kind of just gonna figure it out and see what happens after you left the Daily Record?
Technically, I started before I left.
So the seed was planted. It's starting to blossom in your head of like, this is what I'm gonna do. And how does that transition work?
Well, the reason why I decided to do my own business was because they kept laying off people at the paper. And because they are owned by a bigger company. Like, it's not just them. Like, they have papers all over the world, or not world, country, that's owned by the same company. And they pissed me off, is what they did. And when you do that to me,
it's the petty machine.
Not really petty. It's just like, you know what? I think I could do this better myself. So, and I really appreciate my time. Don't get me wrong. I really appreciate my time with the Hickory Daily Record. I love the girls I worked with. They were the reasons why I stayed a lot, was the people I worked with. Because we were in the trenches together, that kind of thing. But after they laid off one of my bosses that I really, really liked, and I was already in the midst of doing my MBA, which I never finished because I ended up starting my business, and the reason why I did the MBA. But that really just set me off. That I was like, you know what? Why should I only get a small percentage of what I'm selling? When I am the one meeting with these people, making the connections, and, basically I became anti-corporate.
Ooh, I love that word, anti-corporate. It is a thing, though. I mean, I can get on a whole spiel about, going back to retail, crazy. Like, the numbers that you see versus the numbers that break down the line. I get it, business has got to make money and all that stuff, but at the same time, it's like, without the people in those positions, your business does not grow.
Right.
At the end of the day. But it kind of makes you put into perspective, like, how much money and how much competition is out there as far as marketing and advertising and all that. So talk to me about transitioning from, obviously at this point you're still working with them. So you're still working with them and you're starting to kind of test the waters and see what it would be like to work on your own. How does that go about? And how scary was it to start that?
It was very scary. I have a child and a husband, so it wasn't like an easy decision to make. But as a family, we're like, it'd probably be better for my mental health to probably do my own thing. And so the transition, I started working with some people that weren't my clients at the paper. I want to make sure that's very clear.
For legal reasons, I need to disclaim this.
But, I just started working with some, friends and stuff that, had businesses, and they basically probably couldn't afford with the paper or whatever. And they just wanted someone that was here, that could do everything. And so I would just do social media for them. Wow. And so once I got over a certain amount per month that I was making, I was like, okay, it's time to cut ties.
If you don't mind me asking, what was that number?
$1,500.
How much?
$1,500 a month.
Listen, hey. It's scary to take the jump, especially when it's like anything that you do, it's not guaranteed, especially in the marketing, media, advertising space. So to have a number, that's awesome. And how quickly did you hit that number? Like, how long was it from you started getting the clients who were not on the Daily Record?
They weren't.
What was that timeline like between that and making that number?
Like 6 months.
Hold on. That's awesome. That's a great amount of time. And then so jumping in, how scary was that to go like 100% full time?
Oh, so scary.
Because it's so much easier when you have like that backing and you're like, oh, this is great. I'm having a great day. I get to work with clients too. You're just like,
yeah.
But that jump now, what happens?
It was a big pay cut. Yeah. But so I feel so much better.
Now, when you say better, is it just the freedom? Is it just like, it's probably just everything?
Well, the thing was, I had freedom with my with that job. You're a sales rep. You drive around all day pretty much, but to go see people and all that kind of stuff. And so that wasn't any different you know. It was just not having this goal over my head that was not reachable, because they would give you a goal every month, and I just got tired of having to go after this, number I'm telling you, I was selling $50,000 a month almost at the paper and ads and everything. Like that was.
Jeez. At that point, man, how much? Say it again one more time.
Huh?
Say it again one more time. How much it adds?
About $50,000
Yeah,
a month.
Take that money and run to the bank.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't start out doing that. Like I said, my territory was on the outskirts, and so but I built that up, and then of course reps would leave, and then you get accounts and stuff like that, and I mean, it was a lot.
So not to take anything away from your former employer, how much, now that you're in the social media realm of things, how much, in your opinion, has the paper/radio station industry died off?
No comment.
She is bleeding fifth. No, but in all actuality, like magazines, papers, radios, they're kind of dead. I hate to be that guy. But
I didn't say it. You did.
Radio, paper, magazines, dead. Unless you're going to, good old doctor. I don't care if I get canceled or hated for saying this. Look at me. Magazines, radio stations, and papers are dead. If you're advertising or spending any money in that industry, you're wasting money.
I will differ a little bit on that. Depending on what industry it is and what their audience is, it might be beneficial for them to be in the paper and be on the radio if they're going after the older generation, 70 and up. So
if you're a funeral... I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So going... that was a good one. Unless you're a funeral home or a retirement home, don't advertise there.
Life insurance.
Yeah, life insurance.
Health insurance.
She said that one. Okay. Jumping into Vibrant Visions. Did you have a plan? Like, I feel like I can only speak from my experience. I don't speak for anybody else. But going into it, I had no systems in place. I had a lot of throwing stuff at the wall until it stuck. What were those early days? You leave your job, you're like, oh crap, I got to make something happen here. What are those first couple of days or first couple of weeks where it's like you have to get systems in place and plans? Like, what was that looking like?
Well, I mean, I'd been kind of doing a little bit of that before, since I had gotten clients, on. So I don't have all my shit together, I do have my files on my computer very organized with client stuff, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very good organized in that aspect, and being able to keep my Canva stuff organized digitally. I'm great at organizing things. But I use Notion a lot for things.
Is that the AI or no? That's Copilot I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Notion is just you can do different templates of things to keep things organized and stuff. That's where I keep all my social media stuff, and then I'll just copy it and then send it in an email, whenever, because I get everything approved before it goes out.
I think that's so the whole social media realm is this unknown world to a lot of people, because you got to think about it, especially in a demographic the way Hickory, Catawba County, Caldwell, and Burke are set up, this surrounding area, it's a much of an older population. Nothing bad with that.
No.
But a lot of people lack the experience in social media.
Right.
And as someone else in the social media realm, a lot of people don't believe in social media.
This area is way different.
Yeah.
Especially working in the paper industry, and that company had different papers all over the country. They'd be like, okay, this is how you're gonna sell something. I'm like, that's not gonna work here. No. Yeah. It's just a total different ball game here.
Yeah.
Because it's that hometown small population. I mean, I know it's changing because everybody's moving here, but like, you know, it's different, and it's definitely a better place to network and build relationships than like, hey, buy this, you know, like that doesn't go well.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, some of the rejections I get from clients, where potential clients, where it's like, I don't believe in social media. I don't believe in this. I'm like, social media is a infinite pit of unknown that could, anytime we post, could get thousands and thousands of views and thousands of eyeballs. But on the same token, there's the flip side. And to play a devil's advocate for a minute,
Yeah.
you could spend all this time and make a phenomenal post, and 2 people see it.
Oh, yeah.
So the volatility
Yeah.
of social media, what are your thoughts on it? Not only from like your perspective as a business owner, but from someone who's looking at other businesses and looking at their potential for growth. What do you think of the volatility of social media?
Oh, it's very volatile. I mean, it's ever changing all the time about like how the algorithm is, and like, you know, one day this works, the next day this works. Like it's always changing. So like, I understand when people, you know, don't like it, you know, and I'm like, but I kind of try and change their perspective on it. I'm like, look, this is kind of like basically showing what your business does. Like, you want to build a presence online.
Yeah.
You know,
how hard is that to talk to business owners? Because my biggest struggle, again, I'm younger than you, and I feel like sometimes people don't take me as serious because I'm young.
well, a lot of people think I'm your age, so.
I swear, I thought you were my age too. I thought you were like maybe a couple years older than me, like 2, 3.
No,
So, how do you approach people as far as, look, like social media is this world of possibility, and like how do you approach that? Because I mean, I know we were talking before, but you said you have a lot of referrals as far as your business. Let's take away the referrals, because referrals are kind of like direct leads, and usually they're warm to hot leads. Like, people know that someone has a need, they're sending it to a person. Indirect leads, like cold leads, how do you go about doing that? Are you just like emailing people? Are you just going to stores, places you like, being like, man, this is so cool, you guys have social media? Like, what does that look like?
I go to networking things.
You are everywhere, and we're going to talk about the chamber ambassadorship here in a minute, but you are everywhere.
But that's what I do. I did all the cold calling when I was at the paper, which was awful. But I do like meeting people. Like, I like building relationships and stuff. So like, I did all the cold calling, like going door to door. I did that for 6 years, you know. But then I've just done more networking. Like, before I left the paper, I was in BNI for like 2 years, and then after I decided to be on my own, I joined as my business for a year, and that's a great way for referrals and stuff, and just getting to know other business owners. We do the social club, you know.
Catawba County Social Club, shout out.
Yeah. So I meet a lot of people there. I'm just down to earth to people, and just get to, you ask them how they are, what they need. I don't make it about me.
So you're really just going out and meeting as many people as you can, and whether or not that's going to lead to business, it's really just having somebody know in the back of their head, like, 6 months down the line, they're like, man, I need social media services. Hold on. That Amber girl that I met 6 months ago at the Catawba County Social Club, or the Catawba County Chamber First Friday Morning Brew, or wherever the networking event is, I've realized now that is so powerful, because you go to these networking events, and I'm sure you've dealt with this, and we're not naming names, but there are people who will come up to you strictly just to sell.
Oh, yes.
Strictly just to sell.
Yes.
And if you're not the person, they're on to the next.
Yep.
Building relationships, I've realized, is a crucial part of business.
Very crucial.
And I mean, let's talk about how much the business world here has changed specifically. Talk 6 years ago compared to now. The number of businesses
It's so much more.
that have been created in just that time.
Yeah.
I mean, because the possibility. I'm a big hope person. I'm a big optimistic person, especially. I mean, I go like Facebook. I'll Marketing Mondays. I'll see 10 new businesses I've never heard of before.
Exactly.
How excited does that make you?
It makes me really excited because, I mean, that just gives us more opportunity to be able to help them. Because, I mean, they're going to get too busy to be able to do their own social media, or they don't know how to do a website, that kind of thing. The main reason why I made Vibrant Visions Media was because I wanted to help the small businesses that were struggling to be able to keep going and be able to help them, grow their business and let the community know about them. Because that's what I liked about at the paper. And then towards the end, that wasn't what I was being able to do. And I wanted to keep doing that because that's why I stayed.
So what is the ultimate goal of Vibrant Visions? Now, I mean, I feel like the word successful is such a...
It's not a...
It's just such a cliche word to say because everyone's definition of success is different.
Yeah.
Success to me is paying my bills. Point blank, period. I've been successful for quite a long time, if you ask me. But to other people, it's having $1 million in the bank. To other people, it's being the most known business or fill in the blank. For you, what does success look like for Vibrant Visions?
It's always a difficult question to answer because I don't really care about the money. Like, as long as my bills are paid, my child is fed. My child is fed, that kind of thing. Like, there's a roof over our head. Take that out. I just really want to be able to go and see, like, businesses that I helped be able to grow. Yeah. Like, there's people I've been helping, for over a year now, and, like, they're succeeding, and it warms my heart. And I don't mean it like in a sarcastic way. Like, I mean, like, it really, I guess just being able to help people and know that what I'm doing is actually making a difference.
100%.
Yeah. And I know that's very cliche, but, like, I really mean it though. Like,
what does 2025 look like? Obviously, we're going to talk here. You got the chamber ambassadorship. Congratulations! I'm also on there with you.
Yeah, I was about to say you are
too. But the future looks bright. Some would say vibrant.
Yeah,
I had to throw that out there. What does 2025 look like? And then after that, we'll jump into the ambassadorship.
Just trying to make more connections and figure out a better workflow kind of thing. I've been able to hire on 2 people to just be contractors. So I've grown a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, just trying to keep going, doing the same thing. Maybe grow a little bit more, but I don't want to go too big.
Why not? Why the hesitation on growing too big?
Because I don't want to get to the point where I can't do what I like doing. Because if I have so many employees and all that kind of stuff, I can't guarantee that they will get the same customer service and same attention that I would give them. So, like, yes, I have people that work for me, but I'm always the one to go and meet with the client, all that kind of thing.
And then let's talk about it. Catawba Chamber, ambassador. What has that done for you and your ability to be able to talk to people and reach out more? Because now you're not really just reaching out selfishly for your business or their business. You're reaching out as part of the chamber. How much does that help you? And what is being a part of the chamber done for you and your business?
Well, I mean, we've only been an ambassador going on a month now.
I mean, I've been an ambassador this whole time. No.
But you know what I mean, like the title and everything. So, I mean, just being able to show people, that the chamber does have benefits and all that kind of stuff. And, like, it's helped me a lot by making connections with people that I didn't even know were in business. You see on their page every day of people joining, and they're like, because like how you said, like the marketplace or whatever on Facebook or the Monday marketing, you see people, you're like, I didn't know that was, a thing here. Yeah. And so, like, just being able to, connect with other businesses that are going through the same stuff as you as, like, starting out and just being a resource for them. Like, I've noticed that when I start with a client, like, I might just start out doing their social media, but then I become a resource for them for so many other things that are not related to what I do. So
it's been awesome. Now, how long have you been with the chamber? Because I know you were with BNI. BNI. I can't speak today. You were BNI for a minute. And then when did the chamber come into play?
I started last year in April.
Nice. So officially a year. Look at you. Hold up. We talked about it, so I'm just going to bring it up. Networking events. It's crazy. There's so much to do out here as far as networking. And it's crazy to me that like every networking event you go to, there's different people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not the same. Obviously, I think there's a good 40, 50%, 60%, if you will, that are usually the same people that go to all these events. But there's just an influx of new people every time.
Oh, yeah.
It's very fascinating to me. What are your thoughts on networking as far as, we talked a little bit about before, but how does that step up now that you're an ambassador? Is it kind of put more of like a weight on your shoulder, or honestly probably takes a weight off of your shoulders to be like, I'm going to go out and not only can I network for myself personally, but now I can, go out there and put the needs of the chamber there as well.
So like how that has changed?
Yeah. How does it change? Cause you got to think of it like before you were selfishly networking.
Yeah.
Now it's like you're networking on behalf of the chamber.
Yeah. I don't know if it really puts a weight on my shoulders, I would say. It definitely does give you kind of like a step up, like, oh, you're an ambassador, like, because you have to get nominated to be it, and everything. So, I guess it kind of gives you, I wouldn't say a leg up, but like it just, I don't know, people are like, oh, maybe you can help me do something, like, or I can come to you with my problems,
Can I talk to you about something? A lot of people, from who I've talked to, hard to see past this month, next month. Do you ever struggle with like being able to look beyond of what this year could look like as far as things you're going to be able to do, milestones you're going to be able to make? Like, are you stuck on like the month to month, or can you see past that and further?
It depends on the day. I do have goals,
Yeah.
But yeah, when I first started completely on, full time doing this, I gave myself goals and I hit them for 24. So I have goals to hit for this year. So I'm hoping that'll work. You kind of get stuck in a rut sometimes. I feel like just, going in day out, same shit every day, but like, I'm a realistic person. I'm positive, but I'm also not like, oh, woe is me, the world's always ending kind of thing. So like, I just try, and when I have a good positive vibe going on, like just to keep looking forward and not keep looking back, because looking back all the time doesn't help.
So we talk a lot about family on this podcast as well. You're married, you have a daughter. How has, you touched on it a little bit earlier, where it's like taking a leap was harder because you had a family. How supportive is your family in the journey that you're in right now?
Oh, they're very supportive. My parents and my grandparents, they're beyond thrilled of how successful it's been so far. They're like my biggest cheerleaders. My husband is too, and then I love like taking Lucy to these networking things sometimes when like I can't put her with someone else for the for like the hour or so. Like, and she's learning to be like, she's a little social butterfly herself, so she just likes walking up to people, and she's my little mini me. So
you guys are twins. It's actually crazy. You literally have to look at her daughter and go, hold on a second. Like, she is like literally you, all you. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about what you do for work? Hold up. I'm going to get that tea ready.
Yeah. My favorite thing is being able to be creative, but then also my least favorite thing is not being able to be as creative as you want because the customer doesn't want that, or they have a strict deadline and you have to like not be able to have the creative juices flowing all the time. Because creativity doesn't just go like that. Like, you have to have time to plan and everything. I know as a business owner myself, I want things turned around really quickly. And that's how business owners are in general. I don't hate them for that, but sometimes it's hindering.
It is kind of crazy when you talk about creativity, because it's like some people just want the here and now, but like sometimes the best stuff you just gotta wait for. It's how have you dealt with that? Because I feel like a lot of people are more like client wise or snappy, like, hey, like, let's get this done today, let's get this done now. How do you deal with that?
Just being realistic with their expectations and tell them that this is how it's going to be. And, you know, basically, like, you're not my only client. Like, I am not, like, you know, a marketer just for your client, like, for your business. Like, you know, I have multiple other businesses I have to help too. Like, I try to just be realistic with them of, like, hey, we had our meeting today. Like, doesn't mean I'm going to give you things, like, tomorrow, you know, that kind of thing. You just have to build realistic expectations and boundaries, and which is what I've been working on. So shout out to Jennifer Valier with productivity coaching. She's the one helping me a lot with that.
It's definitely a balance.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And I can only imagine, like, because you're a little over a year in now. Like,
well, technically, almost 2.
Good for you. Hold up.
In May. Or no, at the beginning of June. In May, yeah.
Okay. So looking back, is it everything you thought it would be?
Yes and no.
Elaborate.
So yes, the freedom, you know, you get to make the decisions, all that kind of stuff. No, and like, I thought it would be less stressful.
Hold on. You thought owning your own business was going to be less stressful?
Well, it's a different type of stress, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have corporate hanging over.
I mean, technically, you could just call yourself and be like, you need to do better. Okay, sorry, I will do better.
Am I got like dissociative identity disorder or something?
You're corporate. You are Vibrant Visions corporate. You could just call yourself or email yourself from a different email. I'm just saying. It's possible. Okay. So, last couple questions. Biggest lesson that you've learned in general over the course of your professional career? I even feel like maybe going into Vibrant Visions, but beyond that, what's been one of the biggest lessons you learned to be able to be successful today?
It's okay not to be perfect, and to be okay to make mistakes. Like, you're human, you know, and to also learn that you can't trust everybody. So
you can't trust anybody. You can't trust everybody. Can't trust anybody? Everybody? Everybody. Sorry, I was like, I said what I thought, and then, anyway.
You know, reflected what you were wanting to say.
You can't trust anybody. No. Trauma.
Let's talk about that later.
What was the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome in terms of the whole journey of Vibrant Visions?
You're your worst critic, you know, like, you get in your own way. And so, like, learning that, you know, it's okay for it to not be completely perfect before you give it to a client, because, you know, they're going to probably take it apart anyway. So, like, and that has no diss to any of my clients. I love you all.
Does she?
I do. I'm just saying that, like, you know, it's not your business. So, like, you know, you give them the idea and they have to be the one to tell you if they like it or not. Yeah. So, like, I just think that my biggest obstacle was, like, always kind of procrastinating because I was scared of what they were going to think. And then once I kind of was like, well, screw that. Like, I need to get this stuff done. So, like, and, you know, and I wanted to be more productive and everything. So I would just send it to them. If they didn't like it, that's fine. I'll redo it. Like, and then we'll get it there. Like, it's okay to have revisions and then not be perfect the first time.
And then I have 2 more questions, but I want to do a quick little rapid fire session.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Why are you looking at it like that? So you were born and raised out here.
Yeah.
Got a couple questions. Mm-hmm. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
No pressure. Everybody's watching.
Oh, God.
Favorite restaurant?
Like around here?
Yeah.
The arcade.
Which one?
The arcade.
Oh, Dive Bar?
No, the Hickory Arcade, like
They have food?
the one that's across the street
I
here.
didn't know they had food.
Yeah, they don't actually have. I mean, they have a couple of games, but like it's an old diner.
Straight up thought it was like an actual arcade. Never been there, but my bad. I'm the new guy in town. Okay.
Sorry.
Favorite place to go shopping down here?
Favorite place?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't have to be downtown. It could be anywhere in Hickory
Oh,
or Catawba County.
I mean, shopping wise, like I mean, I used to go to the Coffee Nook a lot, like before they were a thing. Like I don't like shopping really is my
Yeah.
problem. Like,
That's why you run a successful business. You need to have dinero, so you don't spend it.
yeah,
Yeah, you got to put it into the business.
yeah.
Best hidden gem in this area.
I think Glen Hilton Park. I mean, I know it's popular, but I don't think a lot of people that aren't from here know about it.
She would be correct. I have no idea where that is either. And the last thing really is just like, what is your favorite thing about this area? Because I feel like over the past couple years, it has blown up. I mean, it's on TV shows. It's been voted like past 3 years best place to move. What is your favorite place about this area here in Western North Carolina?
I don't know. I think because it's close to the mountains, and it's not too far from the beach, a couple hours or probably 4, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like I like you can live in the country, but then you're not far from town, that kind of thing. And you do get that hometown Southern, I guess, feel around here.
If you could go back, would you do anything differently?
I mean, there's plenty I would probably do differently, but I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
What's one thing?
Maybe finish my MBA.
You've said that twice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what was it about doing it? Was it just like you had too much going on and you couldn't do it?
Yeah, because I started my business full time after only being in it and I only have 3 classes left.
Is that what's next? That's what's on the horizon for you?
Yeah.
Is to finish
Yeah.
to finish your degree?
Yeah.
And what is it? MBA is what, business?
Yeah, Master's in Business Administration.
Oh, it's gonna be fancy. She's gonna become corporate.
No,
She's gonna become corporate.
No. I mean, I might actually change the master's program if I do go back. I'd probably get one in
Psych.
that or digital marketing or something that's actually
Relevant.
yeah. I mean, the business stuff is relevant, but I have my husband for that because he got a business degree too. So
For someone watching right now, we're gonna do 2 separate categories. One's business, one's life. So I'm gonna ask him separately. What's the best piece of business advice you give to someone watching this right now?
Don't be afraid to take that leap. I mean, it's scary. I know that. But if you really are passionate about having your own business and stuff, do it. Don't wait around and don't procrastinate.
And then about life, what's the best piece of life advice you give to someone watching this right now?
Don't be afraid to fail. You can't be successful without failure. And I know those are all freaking cliche, but it's true. I mean, you have to take a chance on anything in life to be able to be successful. And yeah, you're going to fail at some things, but you don't know until you try.
When someone does work with you, what does that process look like from the minute they reach out and either they have interest or you sign them off of a pitch or whatever? Like, what does that look like as far as when they first start with you?
So we have an initial meeting, like a free consultation to see what they want or what their needs are, and if I can help them. And then we make a plan and we kind of come up with a strategy with what their goals are and try, to be able to reach those. And then, depending on what services I'm doing for them, it could differ how that goes from there. If it's social media posts, I'll make a whole month's worth or maybe a week at a time for them, depending on what they want. And they gets sent to them, they approve it, and then I post it.
It's just seamless. It's seamless.
So seamless.
Love it. And then the absolute last question. How do people contact you if they want to work with you or if they just want to support you?
So you can call me or text me at 828-601-7337. Or you can email me at amber@vibrantvisions. Make sure you put that S on visions, media.com. And you can always go to my website too, just vibrantvisionsmedia.com. Same thing like on Facebook and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's how you can get in touch with me. Or you can see me at networking events.
Go to networking events. Get out. You're going to see her there. You see me there too, most of the times. But thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. This was another Lifting Love podcast. Make sure you go shout out to Amber. Make sure you go check out her page, vibrantvisionsmedia.com.
Yeah.
vibrantvisionsmedia.com. Go check out Instagram, Facebook, all that. Instagram, Facebook, all that. Vibrant Visions. You guys did win Best of Catawba. So Best of Catawba. Go check it out. One more time, shout out to Jay Brown Realtors Home. We know the way. Make sure you shout out to them. Make sure you go check them out as well. I keep trying to say the C, but it comes out as an S. Go check out Jay Brown Realtors. Thank you for the spot, and thank you for allowing us to film here. Most importantly, if you haven't done so already, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. It's the little subscribe button right down there. If we're on YouTube, it's right down there, so make sure you hit that. But until next time, most importantly, lift love. Crush hate. We out.